Okay, this video is for Tony out of Ohio, 785. I made you up a cord. I plug into 110, plug both units in. Here's the set of switches. Had a hell of a time with that. I had to mount it through this little bracket that I bought from a guy in Mississippi. It's got to go right through the screw, right through the middle. The bracket. I take the bracket off whenever it ships. Here's where the power comes out. Now these are. I kept the label off of it. Offset terminal lugs. I get them from Home Depot. There's positive ones soldered down to the board, and then you can just stick your wire in it and clamp it down. It loops up to the top positive post. Then the same way on the other side. Ground comes up that way. It's pretty nice because you know how it is whenever you try to solder these wires and they get so much wire solder that wicks down the cord and melts the insulation. So that works out pretty handy. And then this top stud here will be where the negative will come out. And then there's one hiding down in there. Next to that, that's where the positive will come out. So you're pulling off both sides. Just like Luke says, drinking from the same straw. Now here's your wires coming off. You got the orange comes off pin 1. Yellow comes off pin 2. That's your load sharing. And then the black comes off pin 4. So they run up, both sets, run up to the switch. And you got the orange and the black. That's to turn it on. And then each one of the yellow ones come up there to the other switch for the load sharing, if the customer wants to do that. Now, this is kind of funky, but you flip the red switch up, and that turns the power supply on. And then if you flip the yellow one up, that'll be your load sharing. I don't know if a guy's actually going to need that or not, but got this little switch from Amazon or O'Reilly's, and it's just a 3 terminal on the back, so the top ones aren't used. But there you can see 15 volts. If I knew how to pause this, yeah, here it is. I'll hook up my load tester to it. Okay. Oh, nice reflection. The voltmeter. Wish I had another way of doing this. That might work. Granted, this is just 110. If I was to plug it into 220, it might work better. 150 amps at 13.2. Crank it back off a little bit. 151 at 13.7. Now, let's turn on the load sharing. The bottom fan's already on. And she just shut off. Anyway, 150 amps to 110 voltage. It's probably not too bad. I hardly ever test them at 110. You know, they're rated at, I can't read it now. This little bracket thing I bought is right in the way. I think they're only rated at 70 amps, 110. know about you, but I don't like that load sharing. You hear it drag down. 14.8, 90 amps. $140, 14.4. I'll wait till the fans go off and I'll shut it off, and then I'll turn the load sharing button, the switch on. Okay, our load sharing switch is on. $100 amps at 14.7, 125, 150, 13.9, 147, 14.1. And it does feel like both fans are on. Maybe the secret is to have the load sharing on before you turn it on, because it sure didn't like it whenever I flipped it in on whenever it was already going. It seemed to run a lot better that time. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this thing hooked up so it'll cool my carbon pile, the one I smoked. Anyway, here you go. Oh, and by the way, these are the little brackets that, I said that already, but that's pretty handy. Keeps them all together. I put that pipe insulation in there just so my leads don't touch. Anyway, copy.